So when it comes to understanding our story brain, one of the big things we need to sort of pay attention to or really note is our interpretation of something. So I'm going to go back to that example of my brother and I going up to a roller coaster. I might say something like, oh, roller coasters give me anxiety. But actually, the roller coaster is not responsible for my anxiety. Nothing external from myself is causing that anxiety. I am. Because my story, my interpretation of the roller coaster is that I feel anxious when I get on it. And a big part of that is I feel anxious because of my story brain. It's feeding me full of things that aren't helpful. My brother, on the other hand, his interpretation of the roller coaster is it's going to be a blast. He's going to have so much fun. So it's not the roller coaster that causes the anxiety. It's not the event that causes anxiety. It's not the thing, like some people say, I get anxiety when I ride the bus. You might, but your interpretation of riding the bus is what's causing the anxiety. The bus doesn't cause anxiety. People get on the bus all the time. And if it were true that one thing were to cause anxiety, then everyone would be anxious about it. But that's not the case. Most of the time, we're feeling anxious, and we need to take a step back and sort of read the room. Are we the only person feeling anxious? And if that's the case, what's the thoughts we're giving ourselves? What's the story about what it is we're about to go do? So, for example, if I was feeling really apprehensive about going to a social situation, I might be saying, oh, social situations give me anxiety. Okay, but social situations aren't the cause of the anxiety. What's the thoughts going into the social situation? So if my story brain is saying, nobody's going to like you, why are you even there? You don't belong. You're wearing the wrong clothes. Of course I'm going to feel anxious. Whereas the alternative is if the interpretation of the social situation are, these are my friends, I really like it here, we have many things in common to talk about, then my feeling about the situation is different. So one of the big important things that we do with anxiety is when we feel anxiety, that's a warning sign to us to stop and sort of think about what's going on for me right now? What's the story I'm telling myself? And what do I need to do to adjust that story so that I feel more comfortable in this situation? Because it's not the actual item. The roller coaster doesn't cause anxiety. The roller coaster is always going to be the same. It's just a roller coaster. My interpretation or my story brain's thoughts about the roller coaster, that's what changes per person.